If you love the drama and divisiveness of the presidential debates, be prepared to get disappointed, because in the vice presidential debates, we mostly talked about policy, which at this point is unheard of in American politics, so buckle in. First thing is first, we have to address the fly on Mike Pence's head. Yes, this is American politics. I know I promised you policy, but this is politics, so memes have to be involved here. The biggest news from the debate that I've seen from the media is about the fly. And that's it. For about 1 or 2 minutes, there was just a fly living on Mike Pence's head. That's it. That's the news. Congrats, journalists. You're doing a great job. While we're on the subject of Pence, I'd like to talk about his performance in this debate. Overall, it was about a 5 or 6 out of 10. He did a great job dismantling the Joe Biden campaign and platform, but it was overshadowed by how much he talked over the moderator and talked past his time. Now, doing that once or twice in a debate is very normal and common, especially if you're just finishing a sentence or two, but Pence did it repeatedly almost every time in the debate, and it became very annoying for most viewers, including myself, an avid supporter of Pence. I really wish he wouldn't have talked over it so much like that, because even if you're making a great point, if you become annoying within the debate, it really doesn't matter what you're saying, the audience just wants you to stop speaking, which is not something that you want as a candidate. However, he did have some really great lines and takedowns of Kamala. Check out these clips.
When I look at their plan that talks about advancing testing, creating new PPE, developing a vaccine, it looks a little bit like plagiarism, which is something Joe Biden knows a little bit about.
Susan, this is important.
Biden said twice in the debate last week that he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts. That was tax cuts that gave the average working family $2,000 in a tax break every single year. Senator,
that is absolutely not true.
Is he only going to repeal part of the Trump tax cuts?
And the truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait.
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth.
Let's raise the capital gains tax for people making over $1 million a year to ordinary income. Let's reverse the Trump tax cut.
And I would be going about eliminating Donald Trump's tax cut.
That's why I'm going to eliminate the Trump tax cuts, and I'm going to eliminate those tax cuts.
Look, Senator Harris, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. You yourself said on multiple occasions when you were running for president that you would ban fracking. Joe Biden looked at a supporter in the eye and pointed and said, I guarantee that we will abolish fossil fuels. They have a $2 trillion version of the Green New Deal, Susan, that your newspaper, USA Today, said really wasn't that very different from the original Green New Deal. More taxes, more regulation, banning fracking, abolishing fossil fuel, crushing American energy, and economic surrender to China. You know, what's remarkable is the United States has reduced CO2 more than the countries that are still in the Paris Climate Accord, but we've done it through innovation, and we've done it through natural gas and fracking, which, Senator, the American people can go look at the record. I know Joe Biden says otherwise now, as you do, but the both of you repeatedly committed to abolishing fossil fuel and banning fracking. And so by creating the kind of American innovation, we're actually steering toward a stronger and better environment.
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
Like, what about, say, stopping fracking and stopping new pipe?
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
No new fracking.
No matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
We are going to get rid of fossil fuels.
No matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
And again, Senator Harris, you're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts.
As you can see in those clips, Pence was also very collected and did a great job getting those arguments out, did a great job really pinning down Kamala on a lot of things and pointing out the direct contradictions. Rather than just stating things and leaving it up for the audience to connect, he actually made those points very explicit, which is something you always want to do on a debate stage. So let's talk about Susan Page. I think she actually did a really great job. Now granted, Chris Wallace set the bar pretty low after the first presidential debate, but I think Page actually did a great job. Like I said, she mostly kept the time between the candidates fairly even. It can be hard to actually do that very well as a moderator, especially if one candidate's getting a little bit wily with the timestamps. But she did a great job. I thought most of the questions were pretty good. They were all very relevant questions, but a couple of them seemed to really be a softball in a very loving kind of a question to promote the Biden and Harris campaign, and some of them kind of seemed to point and attack the Trump-Pence campaign. And while there's definitely a place to attack candidates, actually I think most questions should be very difficult for candidates to answer, I didn't really see those same difficult questions for the Biden-Harris campaign. But that was only a couple questions, and it's hard to keep everything super even. So in 2020, we'll take what we can get. I didn't actually have a lot of thoughts on Kamala Harris before this debate. I've definitely seen some clips of her and heard various policies and read various things about her policies, but I haven't actually seen her as a person and decided what I thought yet. However, after this debate, it's not a very favorable view. She came off as very rude, condescending, and witchy with a B, if you know what I mean. It just wasn't a great look. I know she was trying to be strong, or at least try and come off that way and look like she won't be pushed around, but honestly, she just looked like a different version of someone bullying time on stage. Rather than going overtime, she just used the time that she had to get in shots that weren't really that well landed.
And the truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait,
I'm speaking.
it'd be important if you said the truth.
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay.
Now, something she did a great job of was delivering to the camera, and I'm not surprised. Democrats have, in the last couple elections, really started focusing on that and have really done a great job taking advantage of this medium that most people are viewing politics on now. And especially with the coronavirus going on, even more of an audience is being relegated to cameras and to TVs. Well, Trump is still holding rallies, but on the Democratic side, most people are not showing up to rallies and are going out, so you have to be able to deliver those sound bites to the TV, and she did a great job of this. You could see the coaching, the direct eye contact with camera, she did the Joe Biden hands, it was all perfect. She went after her coaching well, and I think delivered some pretty good sound bites. I would sum up the debate as follows. Pence acted like a politician. He pivoted and then pointed the question at the other candidate and addressed their policies and pulled it apart. Kamala acted like a slimy politician, where she did the same thing but then lied to support her case instead of actually using policy and reason and facts. As Pence said,
Senator Harris, you're entitled to your opinion, you're not entitled to your own facts.
all right, well, those are my thoughts on the first vice presidential debate of 2020. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Do I have a fly on my head? That's a very important question now. So let me know.